CBS 17 News.
Good evening, I'm Angela Taylor.
And I'm Rod Carter, glad you could join us tonight. So after weeks of closed-door talks, Republicans say they have an agreement on next year's budget, and that does include tax cuts.
But Democratic Governor Roy Cooper's office is already saying it falls short.
Our Capitol reporter Michael Hyland is live in Raleigh for us tonight. Michael, there's a lot of details in this that we still don't know.
Right. What we found out today is that Republicans have a deal with each other when it comes to how much they're willing to spend over the next 2 years. But it's not clear how they'll get to an agreement with Governor Cooper or if that'll ever happen. Republicans have a deal. The leaders of the House and Senate announced Tuesday how much they think the state should spend in the budget the next 2 years. For the fiscal year starting July 1st, that number is $25.7 billion, an increase of about 3.5%. But Democratic Governor Roy Cooper proposed spending almost $1 billion more than that.
Common sense tells me there'll be changes. I don't know what those are. It's too early to tell.
They want people to work together, and we haven't done that for the last 2 years.
Tuesday's announcement included no specifics on things like pay increases for teachers, with those details expected in about 2 weeks. Republicans promised significant tax cuts and money for the rainy day fund. They won't get a budget to Cooper in time for July 1st, but the government will not shut down. Democrats are concerned the budget won't spend enough and didn't rule out a repeat of 2 years ago when there was no compromise.
If there's going to be real differences on spending and tax cuts, then we very well may be back in the same position we were 2 years ago, which means there'd be no budget.
Should that be acceptable to taxpayers and the voters?
Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's really about what our priorities are.
What do you think it's going to say to the people of North Carolina if, once again, you all cannot get to an agreement on the budget?
I think we absolutely need to get to an agreement on the budget. I really do, and I can tell you that I'm working in a bipartisan way with the Democratic members of this House.
As far as tax cuts, we do know there's a bill moving through the Senate that would save the typical family about $300 on their tax bill. But the Democrats don't like that it also includes cuts for corporations and the wealthy. So it's unclear to what extent that bill will ultimately end up in the budget that passes out of here. Live in Raleigh, Michael Hyland, CBS 17 News.
All right, Michael, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Well, most of us try to avoid the DMV